The thug who lost his dagger scrambles back to his feet, only for his boss to start berating him, because he is not thrilled to see his grown men getting beaten down by a punky punk like this. He then berates Jin, questioning if they even let kids carry knives in their security detail. The other goons start to walk off, telling their buddy to handle Jin while they go after the senior. But it looks like they've seriously underestimated him. Their jaws drop when my guy grabs another thug and snaps his hand with a satisfying crunch. One guy tries to stab Jin, but he quickly flips the script, grabbing the thug and slicing his belly open before driving the dagger into his shoulder. As the thug drops to the ground, the others start to feel a little scared. When Jin gives them a deadly glare, they finally get the message that this kid is a bodyguard for real. Jin charges at the remaining goons, slicing through them left and right. One by one he takes them down until only one thug is left. The last goon quickly blocks Jin's attack. As he swings back at Jin, my guy grabs his hand, slashes his belly with the other hand, kicks his leg out from under him, and holds the knife to the thug's throat. But instead of slitting his throat, he uses the back of the dagger to knock the thug out cold. Meanwhile, the kidnappers inside the shelter are still hauling Miss Jai along. The lady is frustrated that security is catching up faster than they expected. Her accomplice reports that they've alerted the client that they've secured the target. She explains that it's a bit early, but they'll have to move to the next location soon since the security team will be closing in. With the speak of the devil, the leader of Team 2 bursts in. The male kidnapper quickly tells his associate that he's the head of the security detail for their target. While the senior grits his teeth, glaring at the kidnappers, someone tries to sneak up on him from behind. But the senior quickly sidesteps the attack, and as the bulky thug charges at him again, the senior grabs his hand and delivers a solid punch to his face. Another goon rushes at him with a dagger, but the senior quickly takes him down as well. Just when it seems like the senior has the upper hand, the situation takes a sharp turn. Despite his skill, even the most seasoned fighter is no match for a gun. One of the kidnappers pulls out a gun, its barrel gleaming under the dim light, and points it directly at Jai's head. They coldly warn the senior that they won't hesitate to pull the trigger if they have to. The threat hangs in the air like a deadly promise, and the senior could do nothing other than express his frustration with his twisted face. The man makes it crystal clear that she'll die the moment he moves, so the senior doesn't budge an inch. Then, these scummy kidnappers drill a hole into the senior's shoulder with a single bullet, making his face go as pale as a ghost from the pain. Meanwhile, the jerk who just pulls the trigger is oddly fascinated that the senior barely flinches. The woman beside him tells him to just finish the job, insisting they don't have time to waste. So, the man decides to pull the trigger again, while the senior takes one last look at Jie, preparing for his final moments. Just as the monster is about to pull the trigger, the senior asks Jie for forgiveness. But before he can die in this dramatic scene, two daggers come flying out of nowhere, piercing the man right in the hand. On the other hand, the woman in black is dodging left and right, while Jin rushes toward Jie, grabs her wheelchair, and starts dashing down with full throttle. The goon is completely bewildered by this, and the other senior's face also goes pale. Meanwhile, the goon starts shooting bullets again as Jin tries to get as far away as possible. At that moment, the senior takes the trigger-happy soldier down with him, and they both crash to the ground. Jin glances at his senior, who quickly tells him not to look back and just run. Without wasting any time, Jin speeds up with the wheelchair and keeps moving forward.